like something we've lost in general is caring about your community and the people around you. People aren't working together anymore. They're just everyone is like an individual machine. They're all focused on their individual goals. I'd say caring about your community and the people around you is important. And
Why?
working together as that community is important.
Sure. So it's more of like a collectivist thing, you're saying? Because yeah, I think Western society in general tends to, we tend to prioritize individualism. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you move away from your parents.
Yeah.
You get like you can support yourself.
Yeah.
Don't depend on anything. Your house, your car, your whatever.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a story that I heard about. It was a story from Tristan Tate, and he's talking about why his Indian neighbors are so successful.
Yeah.
And he was saying that it's all there's like 8 people living in a house, and they
Yeah.
all have different jobs.
I've heard this story.
And they all use the same car, and they all have a huge house.
Mm-hmm.
Like they all have a Bugatti or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're just a middle class worker. How can you afford these cars?
Yeah.
They're saying, oh, like all you Western people, you're focusing on the individual while we were
They
focusing.
just buy one Bugatti to share
Yeah.
amongst all of them. Or
Yeah,
something.
or that. It isn't Bugatti.
It's a
It's
Ferrari.
like a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what's been lost in Western culture. So I kind of get what you're saying, where
Yeah.
you're saying we don't care about our community, whatever.
Yeah.
It's true.
I don't know. Because if you think about when we lived in tribal times and stuff, we cared about.
The tribe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I guess they're trying to extend that to something like the United States, where it's like you should place your faith in 365 million people you don't even know.
That's.
Or you should place your faith in, I don't know, something.
Even that's lost now.
Yeah, that is lost now,
U.S.
yeah.
nationalism it's slowly declining.
Yeah. No, I'm saying nationalism in general. I just brought up the U.S. as an example.
Yeah, it's true. No, nationalism in some countries is definitely there. In India, I think it's on the rise
Yeah.
because the country's economically developing. I feel like it could extend to.
Yeah, but I feel like it's never the same. You never feel the same. Or if you hear that, I think the social connection is a little bit distant. If you hear that some guy in Gujarat got beaten to death, you wouldn't care. But if it's like, if you heard, I don't know, your cousin got beaten to death, then you'd be.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Nationalism was huge in China, right?
Yeah.
It's a huge part.
I think still might be.
Yeah. It's a whole part of the communism thing.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about, basically.
Yeah.
They're going to label us as communists.
That's fine. I don't care. What is it? Don't get lost in the crowd. Disagree with what society thinks.
That would be a hard way to end the episode.
Yeah, but we're not. No way we're ending the episode right there, bro.
I know.
After that yap fest.
I know.
We just got to the good part.
Let's just go another hour and then cut out
fine.
all that.
Yeah, fine. I'll just cut out the gaps where we're just staring at a screen.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, keep talking.
Yeah, that's bad.
Good. But then what else? Oh yeah, I mean, in India we live with our parents.
Mhm.
I feel like it's a thing that often goes undernoticed.
Yeah.
But also with what you're saying about
Joint
getting
family.
what?
Joint family.
Yeah. Also, don't do that, bro. It's making so much noise.
My bad.
Why do you always have to play with things? Just sit there and look at me. Just throw that light bulb away.
Keep it down here.
You're Oreo rapper too, bro. That made so much noise during that one episode.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
Whoops. And sometimes you're doing this. That makes noise too. But with going back to what you're saying about the community thing, or why do you think that's important? And how can you differentiate that from getting lost in the crowd? Because what if your community is a bunch of, I don't know, some useless bums that just sit there and play video games all day?
I don't know. Okay.
What if that's just all you know?
What?
And what do you do? Or like, how does that work?
Elevate your community.
Elevate your community, then what? But then then it's just kind of false, because it's not a real community in that case. What if they're just they're completely supportive of what you do, but they're bums themselves?
Okay, what I was oh yeah, that's true. But what I was talking about was because we were talking about Ram, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Ram cared about what others thought of him because he cared for I feel like when you say he cared for his community, that doesn't sum it up completely, or that's not the best way to say it. He cared what other people thought of him because I don't know how to say it, right? Because there's a difference between like you just said, there's a difference between not letting other people distract you and other people, hate on you, right? Because there's a difference between, let's say, yeah,
Huh?
your community is a bunch of video gamers and they're hating on you for doing something that's good, right?
Sure.
That's way different. Is what I'm saying.
What than the community Rom had at the time? Okay, because I'll
I
tell
don't
you
know
the
if that's,
specific.
I don't
The,
think we can say that
the
either.
specific context that I'm
I
thinking
need to
of
think about it.
is after the Ramayana, whenever Sita comes back to Ayodhya, or he wants her, and she also wants herself to check, or not to check or whatever, but to prove her virginity, because
Oh, I know this.
she thinks that, or whatever they say,
Yeah.
because Ram says like, I can't have the kingdom of someone think I'm marrying an infidel,
Yeah.
or someone who's had sex with another man.
Yeah. So then he or like she goes.
She goes to a forest or
Yeah,
something. I
yeah,
forget.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that's the specific context in which I'm
Specific
thinking
context.
about.
Yeah. Okay. He's a king though,
Yeah,
so he has to care about his subjects.
his image.
His subjects. Yeah, and his image. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not about his subjects. It's
What?
about his wife.
No, but it's important.
Oh,
to
his subjects see
it's
him as a
important
strong leader.
Yeah, that he's a strong leader.
Okay,
So that's a specific context.
but I feel like in general, no,
What?
Ram didn't care more about his social approval. But also, oh, the reason I brought that up is because the specific context in those days, being married to a virgin was or it was seen as such a prized thing, but now people don't care as much.
That's true.
Or as time has evolved, people have stopped caring.
I
as
mean,
much.
that's just in our society. We like Western, or not even Western. You have to think about really the society that we live in. We live in a big city, relatively big city, not huge city.
Yeah, it's like the 75th largest in the United States.
All right, whatever. Relatively big city in the West, in the U.S., urban setting. So
Mhm.
obviously, but I feel like even if you go to some rural parts of America, those values might still be there.
Sure.
So
Yeah, no, but I guess, yeah.
yeah.
But that's just sticking from values from back then. I'm saying the values have evolved. People now think, what?
That's part of Dharma. I think Dharma never changes.
Yeah.
Just we're the only things that change. Dharma
Yeah.
is constant. God is constant.
Yeah.
Only we change.
Sure.
Yeah.
So then what? What are
They're
you trying
bad
to say?
values. That's what I'm saying. Trying to say.
They're bad values,
They're-
meaning they're not
Values don't
aligned. They're
change.
not aligned with right and wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then in that case, so the reason why I said that is because the values back then, that was the majority value. That was just how it was. And those are good values. Those are dharmic values. So that's why he should have cared. But in Krishna society or whatever, it devolved. The morals devolved and the values became worse. They became adharmic. They moved away from what was right.
Yeah.
That's why he shouldn't have cared and Ram should have cared. For social approval.
Oh, okay. You're saying we shouldn't align with society now because society's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I think, I mean, yes, that's true, but also the caring about what other people think as a king, especially, is just, it's his varna, right? He's a kshatriya,
Mm-hmm.
and a king's duty is to his people. So he has to do what his people want. So I think that may be a specific reason for why he cared what other people thought.
I guess, yeah. But then how is it different with Krishna?
What?
I said, how is it different with Krishna?
Krishna wasn't a king most of his life.
Oh, fair enough. I think.
Yeah. He was leader of the Yadavas
Yeah.
for a while, yeah. But it wasn't, the people of Kurukshetra weren't his own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that what you're saying?
Aren't they all related though?
What?
Are the Yadus or Yadavas?
And the
Kurus.
Kurus, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're cousins. They're distant, I think.
Yeah.